It's a miracle. After 6 weeks, it's either 5 or almost 6 weeks because the post office screwed me over. This is garbage IEC is out. The junkyard one is in. It's idling. I'm not having to rest my foot on the accelerator or hold it wide open just to get it to start anymore. It's a miracle. I'll finally fix this up now to daily, sell the or post the Yaris for sale and clean it up, give the nice floor mats that are WeatherTechs to my dad, and I found out they made a Saab 9.5, and it looks the way I couldn't figure out what it was younger when I seen them, that they really have a cool roof line, and I'm going to be getting one of those this year if I can make it happen with parting out and flipping cars and stuff. But yeah, excitement. We're gonna take this on a little test drive and see how it works. I'm excited, finally. The beans. Doesn't have many to give. I had to get a cop off my tail. There may or may not be a current plate on this. Maybe. Beans. Ooh. The IAC actually, it fixed it. It kicked down. Yes. Yes. To the inside. Yes. And where's the road? Somewhere. Come on. Yes, oversteer, yes. Finally. This is the best it's ever drove for me since last year when I owned it, and this year. It actually kicks down when you tell it to now. It's perfect. So this will be fun to fix up and actually throw around and basically save up some money while selling the Yaris. You get the Saab for a nice car, and then the cash after this sells to Merlin or someone in the Festiva group now that I can trust that this will be a good car for somebody. And basically start working on flipping more of these little Aspires and Festivas next year full time. We've already covered that in some other videos, but long story short, I'm willing to do this full time. I've got other people who are wanting me to fix up and restore other cars for them, and it's just one of those things where it's not even strictly Festivas, but it's something where I can be my own man. I can have myself as my own responsibility. I'll have all my stuff paid off by next year. It's just a house. The Yaris already paid for it when I bought it. But oh boy. Fudge. Okay, it stalled a little bit with the fan and a few other things on. I have to check the alternator, but way better. So somewhere around here is where I turn. The dial actually seems a little bit low, but that's what it should have been. And we still can clean the EGR on this because I know it's been stood up for probably years because the ISC was garbage and throwing way too much fuel at the EGR and everything else in the fuel rail. So we could run some Marvel Mystery Oil and some other things in here, I think. But yeah, I'm excited. This is running very good. I could fix the brakes. They're not perfect. I know it needs brake pads, and the caliper or brake line might be a little spongy. So yeah, good life stuff today. Cleaned up the house, worked on the Crosley, got some window gaskets for it, and hopefully in the next few days we'll finish up the exhaust on that, touch up some exhaust stuff on this that I need, or know that needs to be touched up. And yeah, just a good day of progress. It's a good feeling. Cool. It works. Not anything to throw at it this time though. Found this hose clamp thing. That'll do. Hello. So, I have good news. Ignore the background stuff. Hopefully the mic keeps that out other than hearing the birds going off before it storms this afternoon. So anyways, the Aspire sold. I was about to list that and the Yaris at the same time, and whichever sold first, I was going to keep the other and make it a little more fun during the summer. and then eventually, well, get its, or whichever car was still around, sold, and still plan on trying to find one of those like 2011 to 2012 Saab 95s. It just, that body design, it's really cool. But back to the point of the video. So the Ford Aspire sold within about 6 or 7 hours of posting that thing. People who bought it, they're actually really happy with how the thing drove, and they understand the car is not 100% perfect, but they might be like, as for from like other sales I've done before, they seem like the most likely people that I've seen with buying an Aspire or just having one, that the car might eventually get fixed up and painted and just mechanically like really look nice eventually. So it all works out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. They were pretty happy with it. And in all fairness, I maybe made $200. I'm just being upfront about that. And there's quite a lot of background noise. Hopefully this mic's still working well. But anyhow, I'm wanting to basically be upfront with all of that. I maybe made $200 or less. I just bought that car to keep it from getting scrapped because the people who I had sold that to last year were kind of pine cones. As we covered with some of the other videos, they literally ripped off everything in the exhaust because they thought, oh, this is the problem, instead of just changing the O2 sensor or literally doing a tune-up of plugs and wires. But that's just history stuff. So before it storms this afternoon and blows the camera over, I'm just going to cover that. The Aspire, with it being gone now, I'm going to basically still try and get the Crosley fixed up in the next week or so, finish up the firewall, the seat, exhaust stuff, and hopefully be driving it to work. And we'll eventually transition more into more Festiva and Aspire stuff coming up. And in about 3 weeks from now, we should have Indiana Festiva 2025 happening. So I'll have a whole bunch of people over here who will be working on Festiva stuff and just overall doing some road trip stuff, checking out local things and whatnot. It really depends on whether or not I have people actually show up in the first place because the weather's so spotty around here. But I think that covers everything for context. Thanks for everyone who's been like checking in, seeing how the video is doing with the Aspire and just other stuff on the channel. And yeah, just want to cover it as like a back end for everything of the Aspire series really, and just life stuff going on. So hopefully I haven't wasted too much of your time just rambling. Just thanks for everyone for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I hate recommending that, but it seems to help the channel and whatnot, and eventually we'll be doing that more full time. So anyways, I'm gonna get off here, work on this. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.